In the world full of binge watchers, be someone who is into reading books and novels. Reading books takes you on a journey no movie or web series can ever take you on. Reading books is simply an emotion that will heal your inner soul and make you feel complete and confident. It's a beautiful feeling that only book lovers can relate to. Through novels, we travel to a parallel dimension of our dreamland. It's a priceless experience. Books and traveling are correlated to one another, but they both give different experiences to an individual. Traveling makes you experience everything in the real world, whereas reading takes you on a surprise trip which can feel and relate through the author's mind. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Socially Desi Show, the podcast that motivates you to live, create, and inspire. If this is your first time here, welcome. On our show, we discuss tips and strategies with our guest speakers on how to tackle problems related to personal growth, mental health, relationships, entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. So hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com for more of such content. Today, I'm joined by my dear friend and the author of the romantic novel Dawn and Florence, Nayana. She is a software engineer and an avid traveler. She started her writing journey as a travel blogger and eventually developed an interest in writing fiction. Hello, Nayana. Welcome to the show.
Hi Anurag, thank you so much for having me on your show. First of all, I want to say hi to all the listeners. I hope all of you are well and fine. I'm Nana, and as Anurag has already mentioned, I just published my first novel, Dawn in Florence, which is available on Amazon now. Dawn in Florence is a romantic novel and a tale of unconditional and mature love. I'm pretty sure it will be a good read, and I hope all of you enjoy reading my book.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you for being on the show today, Nana. And it was really interesting because I received your book a couple of days back, and it was such a beautiful thing that you did. You sent me a personal note as well. So
Thank you so much. And
I'll
thank you
read it.
so much for having me on your show, Anurag.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. And, we'll tell our
Thank you.
audience our association because we have known each other for a long time. And
Yes.
it was a perfect note that you sent me. I'll just read it out to our
Yeah,
listeners.
sure. Yeah,
So,
sure.
guys, Nana sent me her book, and there was a special note which says that, "Hi Anurag, hope you're doing good. As you already know, I love your show, Socially Desi. Thank you very much. Here is a copy of my first novel, Dawn in Florence. I hope you enjoy reading my book. Regards, Nana." Thank you, Nana.
Welcome.
I'm already on the fifth chapter, and
Oh,
yeah,
I hope you're enjoying it.
yeah, it's lovely. I mean, I like the kind of writing that you have shown. It's really. I mean, the idea behind the style of writing, I guess, is to relate more to millennials, right?
Thank you, thank you. I try to keep it as simple so that people can easily get involved into it.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
love it. Yeah.
I can see that, the kind of writing that you have, it's really appealing to millennials and younger audience. And I'm sure,
Thank you.
they'll enjoy reading it. Because it
Thank you.
has,
Thank you.
like, that essence of being really local to the kind of writing style that you have. So
Thank you
that's
so
really
much.
interesting.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
so, Nana, tell our audience what introduced you to this idea of writing a novel.
Anurag, I have been introduced to the idea of writing at a very early age. I still remember writing some simple and short poems and stories during my school days.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But with the time, I lost track with all the pressure of studies and career building. So I always wanted to write, but the challenge was to find an ample amount of time. So after completing my BTech, I joined TCS and then I got busy in the corporate life. But apart from being a writer, I'm also an avid traveler. You already know that.
Yeah, I know.
And for a long time, many of my friends were suggesting me to make videos or to write blogs on my travel diaries. But I chose to write blog because I always wanted to write. And almost 2, 3 years back, I started a travel blog on Tripoto. And thankfully, people loved it. So I also started to drop some fiction stories in my spare time. And that was the time when I realized that I want to write more
Hmm.
and I should take it seriously. Finally, after returning from my Italy trip last year on October 2019, I started to write a fiction love story against the beautiful backdrop of Italy. And after almost 8 months of effort and writing, I published my debut novel, Dawn in Florence, on 27 July 2020, just
Perfect,
1 month back.
perfect. What a good time, actually, because even though this whole
Yeah.
world is going into chaos, at least I believe that people who are creative, they are trying to find out the voice
Yes, yes.
that they wanted to let out, right? So
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
it's really interesting. So so with, I mean, within all the destinations that you have been to, which one is your most favorite? Don't tell me Italy. Apart from Italy, tell me apart from Italy.
Austria.
Okay.
Austria is just like a heaven, you know. It was so beautiful. I don't know how paradise looks like, but Austria is for me is like a heaven. It's very beautiful. And I love every place. Actually, every place is unique. You just
Yeah,
go to Goa or wherever you go. Every place is unique and beautiful.
true, true. So how was the experience writing blogs on Tripoto?
It was good. It was good. It
Hmm.
was just the starting of my writing career, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it. But then I realized that I want to write more. So I started writing fiction. So I drafted some stories on my laptop only. I didn't post those stories anywhere. But then I realized that I want to write fiction, not only travel blogs.
True, true. And as I told my audience earlier that you are also a software engineer. So why don't you
Yes, yes.
tell us about your journey as a software engineer?
Okay, sure. So I got placed in TCS on a campus interview when I was in BTech third year. After 3 months of training in Trivandrum, which is known as TCS ILP, I joined TCS Mumbai in April 2011. First 2 years, I worked as a backend Java developer, but I was more interested in web development, and that is why I asked for a release from my first project. After that, I joined Pfizer as a web developer. That is where we met.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You joined Pfizer as a fresher after your ILP, I guess, right?
Yeah, I joined
Yeah.
Pfizer back in 2013.
Yeah. I also joined Pfizer in 2013 only.
Mhm.
Then, though we never worked on the same project, we became very good friends there. And we had great time during the fun activities and team building programs, right?
Yeah, I mean, those programs were really good. I mean, I liked the
Yes.
activities that we used to have.
Yeah,
And
that fun network activities.
true, true. It was good. I mean, I guess the Fun at Work team, they did a really great job in organizing these
Yes.
kind of parties and activities during, especially during Diwali and Holi, we used to see all these
Yes,
things.
yes. Yes, yes. That was the time, good time spent.
Yeah, it was a good
And
time. Yeah.
yeah, and in 2016, I left TCS to join an e-commerce company called DMart E-commerce, and I started working there as a senior web developer. And by the time, I think you had started your career as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, back in 2015, I left. So you left after me, but I left
Yeah.
before 2016. I left in 2015.
Okay.
So I decided to come back to Gurgaon. I started with another company here, but I was working as a
Mm-hmm.
strategy consultant. Then I
Okay.
left IT and moved into strategy consulting full time. And
Nice.
but yeah, I mean, for me, entrepreneur journey started in 2017 actually. So
Nice.
did a
Nice.
couple of years in that company, but then I thought, it's not working for me. I mean, I need to
Mm-hmm.
do my own thing now. So
Hmm.
started with that. But tell me more, yeah. I mean, what was it like, thinking of writing a novel? Because you said you started with writing travel blogs
Yes.
and you
Yes.
really loved what you were doing. But then,
Yes.
how did it all whole transformed into, from writing travel blogs to a
To
complete
novel.
novel? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, writing a novel was a childhood dream of mine. When I was a child, I think I started reading novels from like class 5, 6.
Hmm.
So I have already mentioned I always enjoyed writing, and since my school days, I'm too much into reading novels. And not only English novels, I have read many Assamese novels also.
Okay.
And I always had a wish that one day I would write a novel myself and it will be my novel.
Hmm. Hmm.
So finally, that dream has come true. So I'm very grateful that everyone is loving my debut novel. And as an author, I will always try my best to treat the readers with new and interesting stories. And I will always try to write realistic stories.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, when it comes to fiction, there are basically two schools of thought. Like either you go completely into the,
Imaginary
dreamland, yeah,
world.
imaginary
Yes.
world, or then you get onto a realistic scenario and you build your story within that. So
Yes, yes.
how would you describe your novel? I mean, I'm reading it, so I understand it, but I won't give
Mm-hmm.
any, spoiler alert to our audience. So
Okay.
if you have to talk about Dawn in Florence, is it more towards the imaginary world or is it
No, it's
realistic?
more to a realistic world.
Okay, okay.
So I want to say about my novel here. So
Mm-hmm.
Dawn in Florence is a romance novel that depicts the story of a strong and independent single mother, Lina
Hmm.
Shenoy, who
Hmm.
falls in love in her late 30s, far away from her kids and her motherland India, in the beautiful city of Florence, Italy. Lina is an architect by profession, and she gets a 6 months long on site opportunity in Florence. And there she falls in love with a very good looking Indian man whose name is Siddharth Sharma. For her, it was love at first sight, and he was also attracted to her from the very beginning. But this story is not like any other Mills and Boone love story with a happily ever after and a fancy ending.
Hmm.
Lina is a divorced woman with two kids, and Siddharth is married. She always knew that falling for a married man would give her nothing but a heartbreak, but she could not stop herself from falling in love with him. This story explains that love can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. And every love story may not have a happily ever after, right?
True,
But
yeah.
yeah, every love story is beautiful, whether it meets a destination or not. I have tried my best to pen down every emotion of Lena in my novel, and I have also ended the story with a realistic note rather than a fancy ending.
Hmm. Hmm.
So now you know what? Many of my friends and the readers are requesting me for a part two so that I can continue their love, and they want a happily ever after for Lena and Siddharth. So I'm
Okay.
still thinking about it, and yes, I may come with a part two in future.
I mean, yeah, that is true. But also tell me this thing when it comes to writing novels, right, which are towards the realistic ends of things, right? You have so
Yes,
many web series, and people are now watching Netflix, they are into Hotstar, right? So,
yes, yes, yes.
what's your take on this? Do you feel that reading books is a thing of the past now? Do you feel that movies and TV
No, no,
series have
no.
taken over?
No, no, I don't think like this. According to me, books are better than movies because they let you imagine the events happening in the story,
Hmm.
right? So while reading a book, you set a world of imagination that belongs to you only. You set it as you want, as you wish, but the same does not apply in movies. In movies, you see what is presented to you, and there's no imagination of your own. Also, books are more detailed than movies because movies sometimes leave out some important details because it's not possible to show everything in detail in only 3 hours. And one more thing, when an author writes a story, they feel the emotions of the character, and that is why the emotions are more detailed in books than movies. While reading a book, we can feel the characters more, we can understand the character more than a movie or a TV show. That's my perception, but still I guess this whole idea varies from book to book and movies to movies. So I personally enjoyed reading Harry Potter and Twilight more than watching it, but when it comes to Marvel and DC movies, I love the movies more than the comics. So it's
Yeah.
totally varies from book to book and movies to movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good notion because, of course, for a few things, there are movies which have portrayed the books better, and
Yes.
then there are books which can't be portrayed in that real sense into movies, and that's really true with Harry Potter. Even in fact, you
Yes.
won't believe when I started Harry Potter, I started
Yes.
by watching movies. So I was like, why should I read the book if the movie is already out? To be very frank, so I started with the movies. I watched the first three movies, and then a friend of mine. So she's a hardcore Potterhead.
Yeah.
So she
Then she
told,
will love the book, obviously.
yes. So she was like, how can you do this to Harry Potter? Please go and read the book also. So she gave me her book, and I read the first one. And then it was then when I realized that, oh God, I mean, the kind of
I was missing so
explanation,
many things.
yeah, I mean, the kind of explanation and detail that the book
Yes.
had, movies can't really come close to that.
Yes, because only 3 hours, everything cannot
Hmm.
be portrayed in detail, right?
True, true.
Yeah, that's the reason I think. But in DC and Marvel comics is little different.
Yeah, I mean those are comics. So
Yes, those
and
are comics.
comics. So I mean, you are what you are trying to do is, even though I mean, see, there's another thought into this. Like if you take comics, right? So there's
Yes.
like a whole series of comics. So
Hmm.
even though these movies, they are only portraying a section of the comics, like they are portraying a
Yes.
particular
Yes.
era
Yes.
and a particular section from that comics. So even
Yes.
these movies are not portraying the comics in totality.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But it's okay. I mean, they are trying their best, and so it's
Yes.
more of action and drama. So people are enjoying
And people
that.
love it.
Yeah,
People enjoy it.
true.
And 3Ds are, people, everyone love to watch in 3D. So that's a different effect.
Yeah, so I mean, I believe that yeah, there's a good balance.
Yes.
But even though people are not reading much these days, I genuinely feel that people should read,
Yeah.
because it's not just about reading fiction or non-fiction. It's more onto, it gives you that habit of trying to finish. I mean, see, I mean,
Yes. Yes. You are right.
any novel that you take, if it's like a 200 or a 400 pager,
Hmm.
that's easy to finish. But
Yes.
there are novels which are like 800, 1,000 pages.
That
Then
is time consuming, little time consuming.
that's time
Yes.
consuming, but it also gives you that discipline, and maybe people who go through that journey, uh,
Yes.
it evolves. Like you evolve as a person because you
Yes.
understand, right, what it takes to finish a
And
book.
you can set the world of your imagination.
True.
And I love it.
True. So, what else are you reading apart from your own book?
I love Harry Potter, I have already mentioned.
Hmm.
So I love Twilight series, and I I have also read many Assamese books.
Hmm.
I'm sure you haven't heard the names, but there are many good Assamese novels. I really like everything. And I also like the books of Amish Tripathi, the Shiva
Okay. Yeah.
trilogy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
My dad loves them. He has all the
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah. His writing is amazing. All of his books are amazing. I loved his books.
Yeah, I mean, the way he portrays, all these gods into real human beings,
Yeah.
that mixture is itself really, really
It's
interesting.
it's amazing, yes. I love Sidney Sheldon's books very much. It's
Yeah,
like
Sheldon is
romance
nice.
and
Hmm.
mystery, thriller. I love his books. Bloodline is one of my favorite.
Okay, nice. That's nice. That's nice. I mean, yeah, there are so many good novelists out there,
Yes,
and
there's so many.
it's like, everyone has a different taste.
Yes,
So you can
everyone has a
enjoy.
different taste. Yes.
As per your own taste, you can actually pick up. So this is
Yeah.
actually true. A lot of people, they feel that I will not like this novel, I will not like that novel. So I believe
Hmm.
that there's one novel for everyone. So you just have
Yes.
to find it.
Yes. There's one novel for everyone. You have to find it.
you,
You are
you
right.
just have to find it.
Actually, it's not that there's one novel for everyone. There's more than one novel for everyone.
Yeah, it's just that what does it take for you to get into reading novels?
Yes,
So
yes.
I guess that one book that can actually trigger that, and you get into
Hmm.
reading novels, and then you become a part of that world. I believe
Yes.
you just have to find it, and
Yes. You
sometimes
just have to find it.
yeah. So the first book that you pick up may not be the one,
Yes.
but
Right.
later on, I mean, of course, you can develop that habit.
Yes.
So what got you into writing a romantic novel? What was the idea behind that?
Uh, I love romantic movies and romantic novels,
Hmm.
and like I think love is beautiful, and love can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. I'm a big fan of romantic novels and romantic movies actually.
Hmm.
But when I decided to write a romance novel, I was pretty sure that I don't want to write a typical love story like Mills and Boon's love story I have already mentioned.
Hmm.
So I wanted to write something different. Then, after a lot of thinking, I came up with the story of Lina and Siddharth, which is the outcome of my imagination. And I think people will love it because it's very realistic.
So, and when did you start writing this novel? I mean, I know you started back in October, but
No, November. From
November.
November.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
where
started
where
reading
did
it.
you start writing it? In Italy itself?
No, no, no. After
Hmm.
coming back from Italy,
Okay.
so in my
Okay.
spare time, so
Hmm.
first I started in office, but you know it's tough. So I found time somehow, and in lockdown I got ample amount of time to write.
So now are you working on this full time, or you're still working with a
No,
corporate?
no. Currently I'm working on writing full time.
Okay. Okay. So you're taking it ahead full time now.
Yes. Let's see what happens. But yeah.
And any next book plans for you?
Yes, yes. I have started writing my second novel where you
Oh,
can
okay.
find more suspense than romance. It's a thriller novel
Okay.
and there will be some mysterious characters and lot of suspense. I hope I will be able to complete it soon and publish it to the world
No,
soon.
no, I'll definitely look forward to it because
Yeah, thank you.
I mean it's really interesting to see that my friend circle has so many talented people around. I mean,
Thank you so much.
because I have a few other friends. They're also trying to do something very creative and trying to build a different,
Yes.
because we come from a society where usually it used to be like either you are a doctor or an engineer,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
It's tough.
yeah, it's
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 tough.
it's actually it takes a lot of guts, and it
Yes.
really takes determination,
Yes,
and
yes.
that motivation to actually move out of that usual life
Yes.
and do
Hmm.
something which is very different.
That's tough. You should have your dedication.
Hmm.
You should have guts. You should have courage. Everything you need to have. And yeah, you may fail at the first attempt, then, but should have patience.
No, yeah, patience is a big thing,
That's
you
the
know.
main thing. You should have patience. One day or another, you will find success. That's for sure. If you have patience.
No, that is absolutely true. And it's not just you, I guess it's your family members also who go through that
Yeah,
journey.
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
है ना?
That's very
And
important. You need the support from your family members. Without the support, you can't do it easily. I think so.
what happened when you told your husband that, what, I am going to write a book? What was his reaction like?
No, he was okay with it. He was
Hmm.
like, if you want to do it, then you do it. He was happy with it. He helped me all the time. He read all my drafts and reviewed it. He also helped me in publishing, cover designing, book formatting, everything he helped. So for me, it was not a big issue. But my mom is like, what? You want to write it now? You want to write? Really? You want to write? No, yes, mama, I want to write. Okay. She is still confused, but she has read my book and she completed it just few days before. Now she's very happy that okay, she's writing very good, but she's still asking me, so you want to write only now? Yes, I want to write only now.
I guess it takes time for the family to adjust to the new,
Yes,
the new beginning that you are trying to do.
yes, yes,
So
that's
it,
true.
it takes time. That's good also. I believe, there should be people who should criticize you, because if people
Yes,
criticize you, then you come to know that, okay, what are my flaws and how can I make myself better, I
yes,
guess.
true.
है ना? So I believe that
Hmm.
is one thing that we really should take into account. I mean, positive criticism is always good.
That's needed.
Hmm.
Without that, you cannot succeed, I think.
So
Right?
true, so true. Yeah, yeah, it is
Yes.
completely true. I mean, for me as well, whenever I do something,
Hmm.
even if I'm writing a blog or anything, I discuss it
Hmm,
out
hmm,
with
hmm.
my parents. I show it to them, I show them the draft, and
Yes,
whatever
yes,
podcast we do, I share it with them. I say that, this is the kind of episode that I'm planning to do. This
yes,
is the topic. What do you think about it? So it's
yes.
always good to have views of others, and so
True.
that they can at least guide you to the right direction.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. So, to all our audience, there's a giveaway that Naina is also planning to do with us.
Yes, yes.
And so, for all the listeners out there, there's a giveaway for Dawn and Florence. So, Naina, why don't you tell our audience what the giveaway is, and then, we can discuss about it.
So, hi everyone. Yes, we are planning for a giveaway. So, you just have to do is you have to share a pic of my book and has to use hashtag Dawn in Florence, and you also have to tag me and Socially Desi on your post. You have to share your story and post on Instagram. And please tag me on your post. And there is a pic already I have shared on my Insta page, and Socially Desi has also shared a pic of my book on their Insta page. So the top 5 participants will be selected for a giveaway, and I will send a signed copy of my book to all the winners. So all the best.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity, guys. So, uh, it's up to you. You guys can definitely share the pictures that we have shared on Instagram. Both
Yeah.
Naina and Socially Desi have a post up on Instagram which has the book picture. All you need to do is just put it on your stories or share it on your post on Instagram and use the hashtag Dawn in Florence. And for all the other details, you can check out the post. We'll have each and every detail in the caption itself. And definitely, the top 5 participants will be chosen as winners, and Nana will be sending a signed copy of her novel to them. So it's a great giveaway. Thank you, Nana, very much for doing this giveaway on the Socially Desi show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your show, Anurag.
No, it's a great pleasure to have you on the show. And Nana, thank you again. It was wonderful speaking with you. And, best of luck for the next novel that you are doing. It will be
Thank you
really,
so much. Thank you so much.
it will be really interesting to see the mix of suspense and romance in that.
Yeah, I hope everyone like it.
Perfect. So, guys, again, the details of the giveaway will be there on Instagram, and also Nana's profile will be available on sociallydesi.com/podcast. You can also follow Nana on social media on Instagram at Nana_Fukan, and definitely check this out, check her out, check out the novel on Amazon as well. Just go on Amazon.in and you can just type in Dawn in Florence. You'll find her book. So make sure you check it out. It's available on your Kindle as well, right? It's available on Kindle?
Yeah. It's available on Kindle. Both the ebook and paperback are available on Amazon.
Perfect. So you guys can choose whatever you want. If you want the physical copy, you can have that. I actually like the physical copy. So if you guys are interested in, that feel of the paper, so definitely buy the physical copy. Otherwise, Kindle
And ebook
version
is also available on Amazon.
Yeah, ebook is also available. So feel free to do that. So that wraps it up for today, folks. If you liked the episode, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let's go viral. Remember, our weekly podcast features episodes on personal growth, mental health, relationships, business and entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. We would love to have Nana on our show again in the future to discuss more about her love for writing and books. So if you haven't yet done so, hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com. And as always, before I sign off, remember, life is black and white and everything in between.